Hello, Arrowwood Elementary School. Thank you for being with us today. My name is Bonnie Trowbridge. I am the Executive Director of an organization called Denver Metro Clean Cities. We work really hard to make sure that we have clean air in Colorado. A lot of our work is with fleets of vehicles. We work with a lot of cars and trucks, all different kinds of technologies. But today I'm here to talk to you about electric cars. I hope you like it because it's one of my favorite topics. So to start us off, I'm going to talk about regular cars versus electric cars. So that those big words you see, internal combustion, which is an engine that burns a fuel, versus a battery electric vehicle. So there on the left, we see a car that has an internal combustion engine. You'll see that it's big amount of metal there in the front of the car. It's pretty complex looking. And that's what burns the fuel. I think Steve will talk to you more about that in another session that you'll have today, so be sure to pay attention to that. And then on the other side, we have the battery electric vehicle. Now you'll see this vehicle looks a little bit, to me it always looks like maybe a cell phone battery or something like that, but it runs in a very similar way. You plug it in when you're not using it, and you never have to put other types of fuel in. You never have to put gasoline or anything like that in. So it runs very cleanly and very well. I don't want to ruin the rest of what I'm going to talk about here. So we're going to talk about all of your senses, and I know that many of you are very interested in science, and I am excited to hear that because science is really cool. And I know that you're used to exploring things, so using your senses to understand what is going on. So we're going to do that today. I have our 5 senses lined out here, and we're going to talk about what we see, hear, taste, smell, and feel with electric vehicles. So what does an electric vehicle look like? You can see here that an electric vehicle looks a lot like most other vehicles that are on the road. So it has 4 wheels, windshield, lights, things like that. I think the big differences here are that most of these vehicles don't have an engine, so we won't spend much more time looking at that today. But let's talk about some of the other things that they're missing or have. So what do you see on the top vehicle that might be missing? That one that says Kia, that's a Kia Niro. There's something missing from this, and I'd like for you to tell me what you think is missing when we meet this afternoon. Now, I'll give you a hint. It has to do with pollution and how these cars don't create pollution when they're driving around on the road. So tell me more about that when we talk this afternoon. Now, the bottom car here is a Nissan Leaf. And this car is obviously electric because it plugs in. It looks a little bit like a gas tank, but it's not. It's an electric charger, and it's charging that vehicle up when it's parked. That's a pretty normal thing. So you don't have to stand around and wait for your car to get charged. You can park it somewhere, charge it, go, if it's at your house, you go inside and, take care of, do whatever you do at home, or if you're shopping and you plug it in the shopping center, it's kind of you leave it there and you let it charge, just like, you do with your phone or some of your toys that have to charge like that. So let's move on to what does an EV sound like. So this guy here is going to give us a demonstration of this electric vehicle. This is a couple years old, but it makes a pretty good point. So here we go.
A lot of people ask, what does an electric motor sound like? So let's find out. I'm gonna rev this bad boy! Really turn it up here!
Okay, so that was a pretty good example of what an electric vehicle sounds like. They're very quiet. In fact, some vehicles now, for safety purposes, they're actually making them make noise. There's a car called the Audi e-tron that makes the sound of a quiet rocket ship, so you can hear it coming. It's not a really loud noise, but you can hear it coming for safety reasons. So now we know an electric vehicle sounds quiet. That is what you would sense with your hearing. So moving on here. There we go. Okay, what does an electric vehicle taste like? Well, that's kind of a strange question, and I hope most of you are old enough not to be going around licking cars, because that is just gross. So let's move on from that. Oh, but I did leave this video in here. We were talking about the lemon battery earlier, so I thought you might want to see what this dog looks like when he tries to eat a lemon. I don't know. We'll watch a couple seconds of this. Okay, so that's just silly. I get a real kick out of this guy eating the lemon, though. He seems to really enjoy it, although his dog maybe not so much. So moving on, whoops, there's more dogs. So what does an electric vehicle smell like? I put this picture on here to let you know that an electric vehicle smells like fresh air. There's no exhaust coming from it, so there's no smell of the gasoline burning. When you never have to go to the gas station, so there's no smell of gasoline, so it smells pretty fresh. So I do have some pictures here that are a little bit on the other side of that. This is what an internal combustion engine, this is kind of a worst case scenario, but you can see there's a lot of smog in Denver that is caused by vehicle pollution, and you can see here on cold days what that looks like. I'm sure you've all seen that here. So that's what comes from internal combustion engines. So let's move on to, what does an electric vehicle feel like? Well, an electric vehicle probably feels like any other vehicle. It's made of, if you're touching it with your hands, it's made of metal and cloth on the inside, or leather, depending on what kind. There's the rubber tires. So literally, it feels like a regular vehicle. But let's talk a little bit about what an electric vehicle feels like to drive. Now, my next video here is a really fun video of a guy driving a Tesla, the fastest Tesla on the road, and he gives some of his friends a ride in it. So I'm going to skip through the first part, but you'll see, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here. It's really fun to see his friends' experiences for the first time. Also, if you want to watch this whole video, I'll send you these slides so you can look at the whole video later. So you can see it's already going to look fun, right? These people like this. Hang on just a second.
Hey everybody, so today I have my hands on the no views. I'm still going to post it because this is just something I wanted to do personally, and I just wanted to have nothing but fun with this video. So this video is nothing but just me taking a lot of my friends who've never experienced electric cars on a ride, and of course we're going to show them how fast the P100 is. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, I think everything's good.
Oh my gosh, Forrest! What the heck is wrong with you? Did you know he was gonna do that?
I had a feeling because I remember the.
Oh my god, Forrest!
So wait, have you ever been in like a full electric car?
Yeah, that Jaguar over by Waterside. That's right. Yeah.
Well, this one's like a lot faster than the Jaguar.
Oh my god! Dude, you were so casual too. You're just like, yeah, this one's a lot faster than the Jaguar.
Someone had their story in this car, and
Okay, so you can get the idea. If you want to watch more of this video is pretty pretty tame. So feel free to check out the link a little bit later. So let's move on. I guess the point I wanted to make here is that they really have a good time with that. But the electric vehicles are fast and they're fun to drive, and they have excellent what's called torque. That immediate pickup that we saw him when he put the accelerator down, you can see it pushing people back in the seat. That's called torque, and electric vehicles are really good at that. So let's talk about more benefits of EVs. So benefits of EVs include time. So you can save time by not going to the gas station, because you can plug your car in at night when you're parking and charge overnight at home. So benefits of EVs include health benefits. You're not exposed to as much pollution. They're better for the environment. And EVs save you money, because there's lower maintenance costs. The cost of electricity is less than the cost of gasoline. And you'll talk more about that with Mr. Reeser, who will talk about how to figure out how much an EV costs per gallon, I think is what that math module is about. So I hope you have a good time with that. So moving on, I want to talk about this. So you see this orange thing with the plus sign on it, that's called an EV charger. Or there's one here on the right side that's a different, it's black, has a different kind of charger brand. But I want you to pay attention when you're out and about. You'll start seeing these things in parking lots and different places. And I want you to know what they are, because they're electric vehicle chargers, and they're important. If you're driving an electric vehicle, and let's say, you need to fill up because you've been driving for a little while, you can park next to one of these and use it to charge your batteries in your electric car. So I want you to know what those are, because I think you might be seeing these more and more. And I want you to point at them and say, hey, I know what those are. And that's an important thing. So when we meet later today, I would like for you to tell me 5 things you know about EVs. I want you to tell me how they look, how they sound. Don't tell me how they taste. Never mind, I don't want to know about that one. So maybe only 4. How they smell and how they feel. So I want to understand what you understand about EVs. So thank you very much. Whoops, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.